Well, it's so great to talk to you, First Aid Kit. You guys must be so excited about the new album.
We are.
We are, absolutely.
Can't wait.
It's coming out November 4th. I assume that you've already obviously delivered the album. It's produced, right? So now you're just waiting. Is it killing you to do that, just to wait for it?
Yeah, it's a bit like, it's a bit scary to wait. You know, you don't really know. Like, the more you wait, it's more like, oh, what are people going to think? Is it actually good?
Yeah, for sure.
The feeling when we made the record was that it was great.
Yeah, I try to kind of enjoy this time too, because once it's released, it sort of doesn't belong to us anymore, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like then it's for the listeners and not for us. But right now, it's like it's our record, and we can listen.
It's our little secret.
Yeah, and we're not sick of it yet.
Do you ever, and I guess this is a good question for your prior albums, this is your 5th studio album. Do you ever go back and listen to songs or pieces and go, God, I wish I had sung that differently or done that differently? Any regrets, or once it's out, it's out?
Not really.
Yeah.
I think like the past is the past when it comes to songs, at least. We kind of let it go.
Yeah. And we try to think like, okay, what can we do on this one? You know, you want to like renew yourself and find the whole thing, inspiring, but it's not so much about like going back and wanting to change anything, because you can't.
No, but I can definitely hear like on our like earliest stuff, we were very young, like because we released our first EP when we were 14 and 16.
Yeah.
And I can just hear like I'm a child there.
Yeah, of course.
And I think that's it's interesting, kind of fun looking back. Yeah.
When did the two of you discover music? At what age?
There's no set date. I remember like I discovered music that year, but we grew up in a musical family. But it was like when we were 9, 8 that we became obsessed with music, I would say.
Yeah.
When we realized like we're not regular people, like we're actually music nerds.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. And for me, it was ABBA was the first band that I was got into. And then
how very Swedish.
Yeah. And then we found like country music and folk and Americana when you were 12, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Something like that.
When did you start making music?
Like right around that time. Like I got a guitar for my 13th birthday, and then that was sort of it. We started writing songs, and then we had a band, and then 15 years later,
here we are.
Just kept going.
Yeah.
I read that on this album, it's the first time that you've had outside help in writing.
Yes, that's correct.
How was that?
Fun.
Yeah.
Really fun. Like it felt like it was time. We've always been very like precious about the songwriting, and it felt good to kind of, let other people in and see what happened. And just, if we didn't like it, we didn't need to use it, but it turns out that was a great idea. And it's just, we've been doing this for a while now. So I think it's good to have other people come in with their perspective, or play different chords than, I always play. Like, you kind of go back to your, what's comforting, or like, what you're used to. And that's good for someone to come and shake it around a little bit.
What's different about the album? What are we going to get in November? That's going to be, is it a different sound for First Aid Kit?
It's very different, like in tone from our previous record, Ruins, which was very sad breakup record. And this is a bit more groovy, a bit more pop, a bit more happy.
More 80s synths
in it.
Bigger drums.
Does that reflect the headspace you were in when you were writing it and recording it?
I think, the headspace we wanted to be in, at least.
Yeah.
We actually started, like, as soon as we made Ruins, we were like, next record is going to be happier.
Yeah.
And I think it was just a very dark time for us, like during Ruins and then after the pandemic and everything. And we wanted making this album to be like a party and celebrating music and what it means to us. And that's what it is.
And it's the first time you recorded an album in Sweden?
It's the second time. We made our first record at home with our dad when we were teenagers. And then, this is the first time in 12 years.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, November 4th, we can't wait. It's going to be great. The new album called Palomino. out on November 4th. A new single, Out of My Head. Fantastic. Great to have
Thank
it on
you.
the
Thank
station.
you so much.
And thank you to the both of you for joining me today. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks for
thank you so
having
much.
us.